If you are watching this video, you probably want to know how to remove and install the flywheel on your outboard motor, regardless of the brand and horsepower. Some models from Chrysler are exceptions. In most of my videos, I have already shown how you can easily remove the flywheel using a very simple tool and a piece of pipe about 50 centimeters long, without damaging the crankshaft or the threads. Note that I do not use a strap clamp holder or any other outboard flywheel holder. The technique I use is suitable for various outboard motors, including Yamaha, Honda, Suzuki, Mercury, Mariner and Johnson and Evinrude, regardless of horsepower. If you need to remove the flywheel, you likely have an issue with the ignition and need to perform a repair or just adjust the ignition points. Fortunately, on the YouTube channel Boat Motors, we have made specialized videos about points and CDI ignition systems for Johnson and Evinrude, explaining in detail how these systems work. We have explained in detail how to diagnose the problem without specialized tools or the need for technical knowledge. This way, you can save money and learn something new. If you need to and wish to watch the video, you can find the link in the description or in the upper right corner of the screen. Now let's focus on installing the flywheel. Make sure that the conical part of the crankshaft and the flywheel are free of rust. If necessary, you can clean it with fine sandpaper. Check the condition of the flywheel key. Ensure there is no damage and that it can hold the flywheel securely on the crankshaft. If this fails, the motor will not run properly or will stop because it will lose timing. Check the condition of the threads on the crankshaft and the nut and make sure they are not damaged. Before you proceed with mounting the flywheel, ensure there are no stuck metal parts on the inside of the magnets. If you miss this step, you risk damaging the ignition system. Place the flywheel by aligning it with the flywheel key and tighten the nut. Here comes the question of how to hold the flywheel and tighten it with a torque wrench. Of course, you can use a strap holder or another tool, but today I will show you the tool I have made myself. Note that it looks identical on both ends. The reason for this is the difference in the diameter where the bolts are connected. For 8 horsepower and below, they are closer to the center, and for 9.9, 15, and above, they are further from the center. So, one tool works for different models. As you can see, it is secured with just 2 bolts where I attach the puller. On some models, there is a flywheel cover washer. This is found on older models and covers the access to the flywheel holes. It is hard to say the exact function of this washer, but if it is there, do not remove it and use a strap holder or another suitable tool for the flywheel when tightening it. For some outboard motor models, such as this Mercury, washers need to be placed between the flywheel and the tool, and longer bolts must be used. The reason for this is the casting on the flywheel, which is part of the recoil mechanism and interferes with the tool. Now let's go back to the tool I have created. As you can see, I placed the same piece of pipe about 50 centimeters long on it, which will hold the flywheel. Here comes the question of how much torque to apply. There is no universal answer. It is recommended that each of you find this information according to the brand and model of your outboard motor and properly set the torque wrench. Once you have ensured this, you can proceed with the procedure. With your left hand, hold the flywheel using the pipe, and with your right hand, tighten until the torque wrench clicks. Perform a final check and remove the tool. For older Johnson and Evinrude models, the recoil starter mechanism is attached to these 3 bolts. Do not forget to install it. As you can see, installing the flywheel is not complicated when you have the necessary tool. I am sure most of you can make the same or a similar tool without difficulty. Please give a thumbs up if you liked the video. Starting today, August 1, 2024, we are experimentally beginning to create and publish videos in 6 languages as follows: English, Spanish, Italian, German, French, and Russian. The goal is to present each episode in your native language, which I hope will give each of you the necessary knowledge for repairing outboard motors. Creating multilingual versions takes a lot of time, so I kindly ask you to support us by liking the video with a thumbs up. We hope that in the future, multilingual versions of each episode will become a standard on the Boat Motors channel, but for that, we will need your support. Therefore, I invite you to subscribe so you don't miss the new episodes, for which we thank you in advance. Please excuse us in advance for any potential mistakes in the translation and pronunciation of the words. In the description, you can find links with different language translations. If you want to continue saving money and learn how to repair and maintain outboard motors, please subscribe to the YouTube channel Boat Motors. The goal of the channel is to help all of you learn how to diagnose problems on your own. You can learn how to clean and rebuild a carburetor, replace an impeller, diagnose ignition system problems, and much more related to outboard motors. The YouTube channel Boat Motors also offers videos related to ATV and motorcycle repairs as well as car restorations. The channel features the restoration of 3 Opel GTs, and in the future, we plan to release multilingual versions and historical videos about classic cars. Thank you for your time and for watching the video. Good luck with all your projects.